Hey there, Big Brother fans. We have got your latest update on nominations in the BB25 house for week 10. We're going to tell you who Bowie Jane nominated and why. So, of course, we all saw Bowie win her first HOH on Thursday's live eviction night. And then later that night in the BB25 house, the house guests started tossing around names of people they wanted the new HOH to nominate. But maybe they all should have started by consulting with Bowie first instead of thinking that their opinions were that important and they could somehow sway her, because she has turned out to be one that dug in her heels and is doing what she wants. We're going to unpack that all for you right now. If you guys haven't, though, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. So what was interesting for me from the live feeds is that many of the house guests are talking about Cory and how they think he threw the HOH comp to someone else. And their theory is that Cory doesn't want to get blood on his hands. He doesn't want to win HOH comps. He only wants to win veto comps. That way he can stay safe. That is at least what people are saying. But of course, it ended up with Bowie winning it all. But the chatter is interesting that people think Cory has this next level game going on that I'm not certain he does, but he's definitely clever. He's definitely a threat. So Cory, for his part, hoped that Bowie Jane would nominate Cameron and Blue. Then later on the feeds, he said he's also looking at Cirie and Felicia as noms, with Cameron as a backdoor renom option. All these people were kind of talking about it like they got to decide. They're not the deciders this week. So Blue said she thought Bowie would likely nominate Cory and America. But then Matt said he thinks Bowie would put Cirie and Felicia on the block. Matt seems to have a slightly better read, but then he went to try and work on Bowie, and it didn't go that well. So after all the chatter Thursday night and Friday in the Big Brother house on the live feeds, things did not bode well for those wanting her to take a swipe at Cameron. So of note and interest to me is that Bowie Jane specifically had Cameron up into the HOH room and said, "What should I do this week?" She is asking his opinion. And then later, Bowie talked to Jag about Cirie as a possible target. She said one thing she didn't like was that Cirie seemed upset that she won the HOH comp, and also Bowie's worried about Cirie's connections and relationships that she has in the BB25 house. And of course, Cirie is just an amazing player and a really devious player. If you haven't watched the most recent season of, or I guess the first season of US Traders, it is worth watching just to see Cirie play alone. She's kind of incredible. Matt and Jag really want Cameron out, but they think it should be a backdoor situation. But then when Matt floated that suggestion to Bowie Jane that Cameron is a big house target that a lot of people want out, she said flat out no. And she said it wouldn't be fair to go after him. Kind of interesting wording. So Matt didn't stop there. He pressed her some more, and he started talking about backdooring Blue or Cameron this week would be a smart move. And he told her Cory and America are not her real allies. They just see her as a vote, as a number. Matt also tried to dissuade Bowie Jane from targeting Cirie. Of course, we know Matt and Cirie get along really well. So what the rest of them don't know is that Cameron has told Bowie that he considers her his top person in the game. And of course, we know he's got no other real allies. The fugitives are gunning for him, as is the rest of the house. Most seem to want to see Cam or Cory evicted this week. So then on Friday morning, Cameron came back around and told HOH Bowie Jane again that she's his number one, and they seem to firm up a final two. Given the HOH's stated concerns about Cirie and her connections, I already suspected she would be one of the two noms. And then sure enough, late on Friday, Bowie Jane nominated Felicia and Cirie. And some think part of the reason that she nominated them is because they thought it would be cool to leave her out of knowing that Red was the House target a few weeks back. Remember, she didn't vote with the House because she didn't know, because she was left in the dark and she wasn't real happy about it. And Felicia and Cirie seemed to be the architect of leaving her in the dark. As for Cameron and all the other house guests that want him gone, he is only on Bowie Jane's radar as an ally, not a target, at least at this point, and I don't see it changing. So all this scheming and planning and backdoor talk among the other house guests doesn't matter because the HOH has her own agenda and it's her HOH. So if Bowie is modeling her head of household reign like Cameron's first two, she may play her cards close to the vest. Of course, there's still the power of veto to play on Saturday, and the veto meeting comes on Monday. So it will come down to whether Cirie and Felicia might win that power of one of them wins the power of veto, or if somebody else wins it and wants to use it thinking that she might backdoor Cory or Cameron, but I don't know if she would. We will have to wait and see. Come back soon for more updates on all the action happening on the live feed, so you don't have to wait for the episodes to get the scoop on everything going on in the Big Brother house. If you enjoyed this, please click a like. Definitely drop your comments on what you think about Bowie Jane nominating Cirie and Felicia, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.